You know how it is. You type a few words into a search bar and blink. In less than a second, you have an answer. It really feels like magic, doesn't it? It's as if a machine has instantly read billions of pages, understood your exact question, and then lined up the perfect results just for you. But of course, it isn't magic. It's actually one of the most complex information systems that's ever been built. And that brings us to the core puzzle. How could any machine possibly scan the entire live internet that quickly? The speed just seems impossible. Well, the answer reveals a fundamental secret about how these search engines actually operate. Here's the thing. It doesn't. A search engine never, ever searches the live internet when you ask it a question. The reason it's so fast is because it isn't performing a live scan at all. Instead, it's searching its own pre-built, highly organized copy of the web that it's already stored. And that copy is the key to everything. To really get a handle on what this copy is, it helps to think of it as a massive, secret library. This is the library that makes getting information almost instantaneous. The technical name for this library is the index. It's a gigantic, constantly updating database. It holds key pieces of information about billions of web pages that the engine has already found and analyzed. Literally everything a search engine does is built on this one foundation. Maybe an even better analogy is a library's card catalog. You see, the index isn't the entire library of books. That would be the internet. The index is just the catalog. When you want to find a book, you don't start reading every single one on every shelf, right? No, you go to the catalog, you find the entry, and it tells you exactly where to find what you're looking for. The index does that same job, but for billions of web pages. So to build and maintain this enormous catalog, a search engine is always doing 3 core jobs, over and over. First, it has to crawl the web, discovering all the pages out there. Next, it indexes that content, which means analyzing it and storing the important bits. And finally, it uses all that stored information for ranking, the crucial process of deciding which results to show you first. Okay, now that we understand the index is the centerpiece, let's walk through the whole journey, from the moment you start typing to the second you get your results. The whole process can be broken down into 5 steps. Now, the first 2, crawling and indexing, those are happening all the time, 24/7 in the background, just to build that library catalog we talked about. The next 3 steps, understanding, ranking, and showing, that's what happens in that tiny fraction of a second right after you hit enter. That third step, understanding what you typed, is incredibly important because, well, human language can be pretty fuzzy. For example, if you just search for the word jaguar, what are you really asking about? The animal? The car brand? Maybe even the sports team? To solve this puzzle, the engine looks for context clues. It's not thinking, it's just matching patterns. If your recent search history includes things like zoos, it might lean toward the animal. If your physical location is near a car dealership, it could infer you mean the car brand. And if your search happens on a game day, it might guess you're looking for the sports team. It uses all this data to make a very educated guess about your intent. Once the engine has a pretty good idea of what you mean, it gets to the most complicated and really the most important part, the ranking. It's already found millions of potentially relevant pages in its index. The question is, which ones actually deserve to be at the top of the list? The first major signal, of course, is relevance. But this is much more advanced than just matching the exact keywords you typed. Modern engines actually understand concepts and synonyms. This means a fantastic article about automobiles can rank at the top for a search about cars, even if the word cars is nowhere on the page. The engine understands that the topic is a match. The second huge signal is authority. A search engine needs a way to figure out which pages are trustworthy and valuable. And one of the most powerful ways it does this is by analyzing the links between websites. This really gets to the heart of a core concept in search. When one high-quality website links out to another page, it's basically casting a vote for that page. It's a signal that says, hey, this is a valuable resource. This simple idea, using the web's own link structure to measure quality, was the entire foundation of Google's original PageRank algorithm, and it completely changed the game for search. And that brings us to the third key signal, user experience. Because at the end of the day, the best way to know if a result is any good is to see if it actually helped the user. So search engines pay very close attention to how people interact with the results they show. The engine looks at anonymous interaction data. For example, if a lot of people click on a result and then stay on that page for a while, that's a really strong positive signal. But if users click a result and then immediately hit the back button to try another one, a behavior sometimes called pogo sticking, that tells the engine that the page probably wasn't a good answer, and over time its rank might drop. Now, understanding all these mechanics is important because search isn't just some technical process happening on a server. The way these algorithms rank information has a really profound impact on our society and our economy. Just think about this one statistic for a moment. Over 90% of all clicks happen on the very first page of search results. That makes the fight for a top spot incredibly high stakes. If a business or an idea or any piece of information doesn't make it to that first page, then for all practical purposes, it's invisible. This immense power has created an entire industry dedicated to one thing: understanding and influencing these algorithms. It's called search engine optimization, or SEO, and it's led to this constant arms race where search engines update their systems to provide better results, and SEO professionals adapt their strategies right alongside them. So if there's one thing to take away, it's this: search engines don't think, not in any human sense of the word. They don't understand things, and they don't have any consciousness. At their very core, they are just incredibly sophisticated prediction systems using hundreds of different signals to make a very fast, very educated guess about which web page will be the best answer to your question. And that leaves us with one final and very important question to think about. These systems are organizing a huge portion of all human knowledge, and they're deciding what information becomes the most visible. So if these algorithms are deciding what we all see, it's worth asking, who exactly gets to decide how those algorithms work?